This is KI0AR. Does anyone need to use the repeater system before I begin this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net? Please go ahead now. Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net, calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Ernest, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transmissions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or prior to traffic. If there is any emergency or prior to traffic, please go ahead now. Nothing heard. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu on Wednesdays to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. Counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I take check-ins several ways. I have NetLogger. If you have NetLogger, just hop into the AIM window on NetLogger, and I will get you logged in immediately. Also, I will take them over the air in just a few minutes. I'll take them via email for those that may be out there listening via Broadcastify or YouTube. I am now simulcasting this on YouTube this evening. There is a slight delay of about 15 seconds or so on YouTube between what you're hearing now over the air and what you will hear on YouTube. Several ways. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge Jack, KE0VH, thanks for checking in tonight, and Ken, NB7SS, thanks for checking in tonight, and Doug, K0ATP, thanks for checking in tonight. Anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Okay, good evening to you, Ed, W6RDZ. Thanks for checking in tonight. We got Brian checked in via NetLogger. Let's see, that W4BJB. Thanks for checking in tonight, Brian. That's a new call on the list, so welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to get back with you in just a sec. Roy, KI7PKL, thanks for checking in tonight. There was a really garbled transmission that I did not copy. If I did not call your call sign, I don't have you on the list. So there was a really garbled transmission. If that station would come back, I'll try to get you logged in. Please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Kilo 3 X-ray answer. Kilo 3 X-ray answer.
Okay, let's stop there. I'll come back to Brian in just a sec. Joshua, KJ5IRQ, thanks for checking in tonight. That's also a new call. So, Josh, welcome to the net. I'm going to get back with you too. Just a sec. Rip, we got you on the list. K3XO, thanks for checking in tonight. And Graham, MM1DEA, thanks for checking in tonight, Graham. Michael, KF0TWP, thanks for checking in tonight. Brian, W4BJB, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. My name is Bernice. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra, call sign, Kilowatt, India, Zero, Alpha, Romeo. Welcome to the net. Been doing this net for 29 years now, a couple of years on Skyhub Link, so welcome. Always like to touch base with my first time check-ins, find out what your interest background is in astronomy, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades or somewhere in between, whether amateur or professional or what have you. Brian, W4BJB, please tell us a little bit about your interest background in astronomy. Go ahead. All right, Brian, hopefully you can hear. Didn't hear anything on there. But please stick around. Got some interesting stuff. We'll be here for about a couple of hours. And obviously I'm taking check-ins, got some announcements. Okay, then maybe that's a little bit better there, Ed, hopefully. Let's see. Yeah, my connections are fine there. Maybe I just need to speak up there, Ed. Oh, let's see. I called on Brian, W4BJB. Let's try again, Brian. I see you tried talking on Echo Link but didn't get through. So we'll give you another call. Try that again, Brian. W4BJB, tell us a little bit about your background, interest in astronomy. Go ahead.
Before I say anything, I want to make sure, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Fantastic. Sorry I didn't come through the first time. Hopefully now. So I just happened to stumble upon you guys tonight. I was playing around with Echo Link. I haven't done it in years, and saw you drop in. I used to go into all the time, and saw you were going through there, and enjoyed you guys. Astronomy is definitely a subject I'm interested in, and want to learn more about it. I'm as amateur as you can get. I've got a cheap $100 telescope sitting on the side of my room. Obviously, I want to get something nicer, but I'm looking a lot more into radio communication with satellite, AMSAT, I believe they're called, out there. That's something I'm interested in picking up too. So just want to see where this is going to go a little bit, and hopefully I can stay on for a few minutes and figure that out. Appreciate it, everyone.
All right, Brian. Again, welcome to the net. Appreciate that. Yeah, we don't do too much with AMSAT, but we do have. We'll talk about that a little bit. We'll help you out as much as we can for sure. We do have a question and answer period that's in about 45 minutes or so. That's usually the last half of the net. Usually pretty good discussions going on for that. So Hopefully you can stick around. I know it's a little bit late there in Tennessee, but hopefully you can stick with us. But appreciate you checking in tonight. And again, welcome. Josh in Texas, KJ5IRQ. Same question to you. What's your interest background in astronomy? Go ahead, please. KJ5IRQ, welcome. All right, Josh. Well, hopefully you can hear us. So, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Go ahead and acknowledge Stan, VE3PSE. Thanks for checking in tonight. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll go look for check-ins a little bit later on, and then we'll get into the announcements right now. First off, I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of my newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Or you may visit the webpage at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the webpage is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links, including links to the webpage and the newsletter. I also volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, a youth group that meets out of Strasburg, Colorado on Friday evenings. And let's see, on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m., always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high-power rocketry, remote control aircraft flying, full-scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch communications. More than welcome to visit their webpage at www.iaas.org for more information. Also, they have a Facebook page, so under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. Also, the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page. So if you have Facebook, be sure to hop on there and like us both. All right. Excuse me. On Mondays and Wednesdays, for those of you who may be interested in flight simulations, you may want to check out Jack's YouTube channel, Captain Jack Flight Sim. That's CaptainJackFLTSIM, Captain Jack Flight Sim, around 6:30 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays. Always a fun time. Got several amateur radio operators as well as other flight simmers if you just want to fly along and chit chat and and see what flight simming is all about. Definitely check into his website or his YouTube channel, as Mondays and Wednesdays at 6:30. Okay, Josh can hear us. Let's see for a bit. Okay. KJ5IRQ, Josh, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Hopefully you can hear us. You may want to do a radio check just to make sure. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead, KJ5IRQ, go ahead.
Thank you. This is KJ5IRQ. I'm on the and I am listening, but I'm also waiting for somebody speaking. I'm just an amateur and I just always enjoyed it. And hey, I'll send it back to you now. Hey, I'll send it back to you now. KJ5IRQ. Thanks, bro.
right, Josh. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Hopefully you can stick around. Oh, got lots of interesting information tonight. Go ahead and acknowledge Stan, VE3 PSE. Thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and get the ball rolling with the local astronomical news for this 15th day of April. I'll start off as usual with the phases of the moon. We had a first quarter moon back on the 4th. Full moon occurred on the 12th. We've got a last quarter moon coming up on the 20th and a new moon coming up on the 27th. The moon was at apogee, its farthest point away from the Earth this month. Yesterday on the 13th, it was 252,460 miles from Earth. The moon will be at perigee, its closest approach to the Earth this month. On the 27th, it will be 221,903 miles from Earth. Planetary highlights for April. The planets offer exciting views in April. Jupiter is a brilliant object in the evening sky, although the observing window narrows as the sun sets later each day. Mars is past its best, but remains bright and high in the sky. Mercury, Venus, and Saturn make an early morning appearance before sunrise. And a special treat is the annual Lyrid meteor shower, which peaks in the month's third week. Excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, April 2025, page 28. On with the individual planets. Mercury will be at its greatest western elongation, or about 27 degrees west of the sun, on the 21st. That actually means that it's to the right of the sun as you're looking at the sun. It will be towards the west, so it's rising in the morning. Mercury is now rising about 5:26 a.m. this week. Mercury is visible about 30 minutes before sunrise, just above the eastern horizon. Mercury is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 0.1 on the 30th. After this reset, will be a quick tutorial on the magnitude. Magnitude is an inverse logarithmic scale, meaning as magnitudes increase in size, the relative brightness of an object decreases by a factor of about 2.5. The dimmest object that the human eye can see on an optimum night is under optimum conditions is about 6th magnitude. If you're in a big city, it's closer to 4th magnitude. As the magnitudes go down, so a 5th magnitude object is 2.5 times brighter than a 6th magnitude object, while a 7th magnitude object is 2.5 times dimmer than a magnitude 6 object. And you'll definitely need binoculars or a telescope to spot anything greater than 6. Actually, any of those objects that are even with lower magnitude, definitely point your telescope and binoculars towards Jupiter and Saturn and the planets and the moon and all that kind of stuff. All right, we got Venus was stationary back on the 10th, meaning that it did not appear to move forward nor backward relative to the background skies. Venus will be at its greatest brilliancy, or magnitude minus 4.8, on the 27th. Venus is rising about 4:47 a.m. this week. Look for Venus to the east about 30 minutes before sunrise. Venus is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude minus 4.7 on the 30th. And we got Mars. Mars is setting about 2:52 a.m. This week. Mars will be at aphelion, its farthest point away from the sun this month, 154.9 million miles from the sun on the 16th. Look for Mars to the south-southwest in the evening. Mars moves from the constellation of Gemini into Cancer, shining at magnitude 0.7. And we have Jupiter setting about 11:55 p.m. This week. Jupiter is easy to spot to the southwest in the evening. Jupiter is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude minus 2.0. We have Saturn rising about 5:17 a.m. This week. Look for Saturn very low to the east before sunrise. Saturn moves from the constellation of Aquarius into Pisces, shining at magnitude 1.2. And then we have Uranus. Uranus is setting about 10:03 p.m. This week. Look for Uranus to the southwest soon after sunset. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.8. And we got Neptune. Neptune is rising about 5:24 p.m. a.m. This week. Look for Neptune to the east, following Saturn by just a few minutes all month. Actually, it's very, very close to Mercury right now, within a couple of minutes of Mercury as well. So all three of those planets, Saturn, Neptune, Mercury, as well as Ceres, are within a half an hour of rising, very close to each other in the morning sky. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.8. For dwarf planets, we have Ceres rising about 5:34 a.m. this week. Ceres is lost in the morning twilight glow until the end of the month. You may be able to catch Ceres, but it'll be a tough one. Ceres is in the morning sky, right in the constellation of Aquarius, shining at magnitude 9.3. And we have Pluto rising about 3:05 a.m. This week. Pluto can be spotted before sunrise to the east. Pluto is in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.3. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto. A large telescope and dark skies will be needed. And now that we have the moon rising later and later into the early morning hours, those three are going to be very difficult to spot. This is KI0AR, Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing. Meteor showers. The skies will be dark for the annual Lyrid meteors, which are active from April 14th to 30th. On the day of the peak, April 22nd, there's a waning crescent moon that doesn't rise until 4 a.m. The radiant of the shower near Vega in Lyra, the Lyre, is already 30 degrees high by midnight, offering many hours to catch the fleeting meteors as they skip into Earth's atmosphere and burn up. An older meteor shower, the Lyrids are associated with the 416-year orbit of comet C 1861 G1 Thatcher. Its debris has spread out with time, reducing the hourly rate to modest amounts. The Lyrids are expected to produce about 20 meteors per hour once the radiant is nearly overhead, which occurs in the hour before dawn. Expect lower rates in the earlier morning hours. Excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, April 2025, page 29. We have a very dim comet up there, Comet 29P Swashman-Watchman is in the constellation of Leo this month, shining at 11th magnitude. An 8-inch scope or better will be needed to spot this elusive object. And that's it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR, Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll go ahead and pause here for more check-ins. Let's see, don't have any more check-ins on NetLogger. So anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Hi, Bernice. This is Alpha Bravo 3 Romeo Victor. That's AB3RV, Alpha Bravo 3 Romeo Victor, Mac in South Philadelphia. I'll be in and out. Net control, please check in Alpha Echo 0 Lima Echo. I say again, Alpha Echo 0 Lima Echo. Name here is JR. In and out, please. Kilo Foxtrot 0, Oscar Whiskey Papa. Kilo Fox 0, Oscar Whiskey Papa. This is Brian in Colorado. Kilo 4, Alpha Victor November. Victor Kilo 4, Alpha Victor November. Checking in out from Redcliffe, Queensland, Australia. W2JLS. That's Whiskey 2 Juliet Lima Sierra John Carolina, Ohio. KK7GKG, Elijah, Gorilla, Utah. And I need a disconnect repeater over here.
Okay, let's pause there. Mac, we got you on the list. AB3RV, got you checked in and out. Thanks for that. JR, we got you on the list. AE0LE, also in and out. Brian, KF0OWP, thanks for checking in tonight. Robert, checking in via YouTube, so thanks for that. KB0RAA, I do believe that's a new call on the list, so thanks for that. And let's see, yeah, that's a new call on the list, so as well as Alan down in Australia, also a new call. If you don't mind, Alan and Robert, I always like to touch base with my new check-ins, find out what your interest background in astronomy, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing astronomy for decades or somewhere in between, what your interest might be. So we'll go to, let me acknowledge John, W2JLS, thanks for checking in tonight, and Elijah, KK7GKG, thanks for checking in tonight. Brian and Robert, again, the name is Bernice, that's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra, call sign, Kilowatt, India, 0, Alpha, Romeo. Both of you, thanks for joining the Colorado Astronomy Net tonight. Robert, KB0RAA, if you're listening, you're listening on the fountain repeater, so appreciate that. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead. Okay, I didn't hear anything on the Wires X there. We'll go to Alan down in Australia, Redcliffe. Uh, VK4 AVN. Same question, Alan. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Tell us a little bit about your interest, background in astronomy. Please go ahead.
Yeah, this is VK4AVN. Um, Thanks very much for making me welcome on the net. I wouldn't really say that I have an interest as such, but I do like hearing about the things that you talk about on the net. And yeah, you're pretty much the only interest that I have is that I live on the third rock from the sun, as they say. Um, so yeah, that's about it, mate. I don't. Like I'm interested, but I just like hearing about things and what have you. If you look at my QRZ page, you'll see that I'm a watchstick operator. And, yeah, I just like listening to different nets and what have you. And I heard other people check in and out, so I might do the same type of thing. But I just like to sandbag on a lot of nets. But I do jump in when people say if you want to check in. So I do that as well. So VK4 AVN, back to net control.
All right, Alan, appreciate you checking in tonight. And again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. And for those of you who are new and may not have heard the opening speech, all check-ins count. I tally up these numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. It counts as part of their outreach to the general public. I do send these numbers in, and JPL loves us for it. They actually get funding from NASA to provide information to the general public, and that's part of my solar system ambassadorship for your guys. So I do appreciate everyone's checking in, and all your check-ins do count. So that is kind of special, that's for sure. I appreciate it. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll go ahead and get into the bulletins for this evening. I'll start off with ISS passes. For those of you who may be interested in watching the ISS cross overhead, right now you may want to check out this webpage, www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. For more information. Sign up for it. Then you can log in and you can put in your home coordinates. And I am still learning how to do. Let's see. I would like to post that on the site, but I'm still learning how to do a YouTube here. And it wasn't behaving earlier with what I was trying to do, but we'll eventually get to that point, and I'll post that next week. But one thing I like about Heavens-Above is if I click on the particular date of an ISS pass, it gives me a nice 8.5 by 11 star chart that I can see the pass. Coming up, I'll tell you about a couple of them that are over the Denver area in just a sec. I got several passes of interest coming up over the Denver area, all morning passes. On the morning of the 19th at 5:01 a.m., the ISS travels from the southwest to the east-northeast, peaking about 34 degrees above the southeast horizon. This is a 5-minute pass. Not bad. You don't have to strain your neck to see it. Coming up on the morning of April 21st at 5:02 a.m., the ISS travels from the west-southwest to the northeast, peaking about 74 degrees above the northwest horizon. Again, another solid 5-minute pass. Actually starts in the Earth's shadow in those westerly directions. And then on the morning of the 22nd at 4:15 a.m., this one actually starts at its peak, 59 degrees above the east-southeast horizon, and then descends to the east-northeast. And that's only a 3-minute pass, but those are interesting to see it pop up and then pop down again like that. So those are your best bets in the coming week over the Denver area. Again, that website, www.heavens-above.com. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, got a couple of bulletins for you from NASA. First one's dated April 15th. What does NASA science do for me? It is easy to forget that all of the hard work, technology, and money that NASA pours into space research actually comes back down to Earth. In fact, many of NASA's missions and research focus on our planet. NASA also has many other projects with partners that use their research to enrich everyone's lives here on Earth. And this is not including such notable achievements as satellite weather maps. The NASA spin-off program was created over 50 years ago to facilitate the licensing and development of NASA's technologies for commercial use by other companies and agencies. This program helps spin off NASA's technology for use by others here on Earth and, in some cases, in space. To date, over 2,000 spin-off technologies have been documented by the NASA spin-off program. Some notable examples of NASA spin-offs include solar cells, water purification, memory foam for your cozy bed and chairs, firefighting equipment, especially lightweight fireproof clothing and masks with much improved air filters, highway safety grooves, which help your car go around curves without slipping off by giving your tire better traction. Many safety features in modern aircraft, such as de-icing technologies for wings, chemical detectors, and imaging for plane maintenance, improved flight controls, and many more. Image stabilization for your binoculars and video cameras. The Dust Buster, healthier baby food, and many more. And they've got a wiki page for that, for a more extensive list of technologies that NASA has had a direct role in developing, many of which we now take for granted. It is worth noting that there are a few technologies commonly thought to have been created by NASA that were actually independently developed. Tang is a great example. It was developed by General Foods in 1957 and attained fame when used during food testing by NASA in the 60s, even though some astronauts were not fans of the powdery, not quite orange juice. The microwave oven is another famous technology often falsely thought of as a NASA development. It was, in fact, created shortly after World War II when radar technicians discovered that it wasn't such a good idea to stand in front of active equipment. Thankfully, they found out via a melted candy bar and not from severe burns. Every year, NASA releases a report on its program, and the 2025 edition of the NASA Spinoff magazine is now available. You can view the entire NASA Spinoff archive dating back to 1976. There's also a link in that particular article. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. And the next bulletin here, we've often talked about some of this in past nets. Also from NASA, this one is dated April 10th. How NASA science data defends Earth from asteroids. The asteroid 2024 YR4 made headlines in February with the news that it had a chance of hitting Earth on December 22nd, 2032, as determined by an analysis from NASA's Center for Near-Earth Object Studies, or CNEOS, at the agency's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California. The probability of collision peaked at over 3% on February 18th, the highest ever recorded for an object of its size. This sparked concerns about the damage the asteroid might do should it hit Earth. New data collected in the following days lowered the probability to well under 1%, and 2024 YR4 is no longer considered a potential Earth impactor. However, the event underscored the importance of surveying asteroid populations to reveal possible threats to Earth. Sharing scientific data widely allows scientists to determine the risk posed by the near-Earth asteroid population and increases the chances of identifying future asteroid impact hazards in NASA science data. The planetary defense community realizes the value of making data products available to everyone, said James Gerbs-Bauer, the principal investigator for NASA's Planetary Data System Small Bodies node at the University of Maryland in College Park, Maryland. How scientists spot asteroids that could hit Earth. Professional scientists and citizen scientists worldwide play a role in tracking asteroids. The Minor Planet Center, which is housed at the Smithsonian Astrophysical Observatory in Cambridge, Massachusetts, collects and verifies vast numbers of asteroid and comet position observations submitted from around the globe. NASA's Small Bodies node distributes the data from the Minor Planet Center for anyone who wants to access and use it. A near-Earth object, or NEO, is an asteroid or comet whose orbit brings it within 120 million miles of the Sun, which means it can circulate through Earth's orbital neighborhood. If a newly discovered object looks like it might be a NEO, information about the object appears on the Minor Planet Center's NEO confirmation page. Members of the planetary science community, whether or not they are professional scientists, are engaged to follow up on these objects to discover where they're heading. When an asteroid's trajectory looks concerning, CNEOS alerts NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office at NASA headquarters in Washington, which manages NASA's ongoing effort to protect Earth from dangerous asteroids. NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office also coordinates the National Asteroid Warning Network, or IAWN, which is a worldwide collaboration of asteroid observers and modelers. Orbit analysis centers such as CNEOS perform finer calculations to nail down the probability of an asteroid colliding with Earth. The open nature of the data allows the community to collaborate and compare, ensuring the most accurate determinations possible. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net continuing. How NASA discovered risks of asteroid 2024 YR4. The asteroid 2024 YR4 was initially discovered by the NASA-funded ATLAS, or Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System Survey, which aims to discover potentially hazardous asteroids. Scientists studied additional data about the asteroid from different observatories funded by NASA and from other telescopes across IAWN. At first, 2024 YR4 had a broad uncertainty in its future trajectory that passed over Earth. As the planetary defense community collected more observations, the range of possibilities for the asteroid's future position on December 22, 2032 clustered over Earth, raising the apparent chances of collision. However, with the addition of even more data points, the cluster of possibilities eventually moved off Earth. Having multiple streams of data available for analysis helps scientists quickly learn more about NEOs. This sometimes involves using data from observatories that are mainly used for astrophysics and heliophysics surveys, rather than for tracking asteroids. The planetary defense community both benefits from and is beneficial to the larger planetary and astronomy-related ecosystem, said Bauer, who is also a research professor in the Department of Astronomy at the University of Maryland. Much of the NEO survey data can also be used for searching astrophysical transients like supernova events. Likewise, astrophysical sky surveys produce data of interest to the planetary defense community. How does NASA stop asteroids from hitting Earth? In 2022, NASA's DART, Double Asteroid Redirection Test mission, successfully impacted with the asteroid Dimorphos, shortening the time it takes to orbit around its companion asteroid Didymus by 33 minutes. Didymus had no chance of hitting Earth, but the DART mission's success means that NASA has a tested technique to consider when addressing a future asteroid potential impact threat. To increase the chances of discovering asteroid threats to Earth well in advance, NASA is working on a new space-based observatory, NEO Surveyor, which will be the first spacecraft specifically designed to look for asteroids and comets that pose a hazard to Earth. The mission is expected to launch in the fall of 2027, and the data it collects will be available to everyone through NASA archives. Many of the NEOs that pose a risk to Earth remain to be found, Bauer said. An asteroid impact has a very low likelihood that at any given time, but consequences could be high, and open science is an important component to being vigilant. To get more stories about the impact of NASA's science data delivered directly to your inbox, sign up for the NASA Open Science newsletter. And that's it for the bulletins for this evening. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, and Randall, we got you on the list, AE7RJ. Thanks for checking in via NetLogger. I'm going to call on Ed, since he checked in earlier. Ed, W6RDZ. Ed, would you like to do the rocket report, or shall I? Go ahead.
This is Ed, W6RDZ. Tonight's Rocket Man. I can do the report, so I'll, if you tell me to, I'll get going. Back to you.
All right, Ed, please proceed with the rocket report. This is KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
All right, this is W6RDZ. With tonight's rocket report, we'll be looking back at launches back through last week, the 8th, and forward at upcoming launches through the 22nd. And this thing just messed up on me. I gotta get this thing back to the top of the page. I don't know why it's jumping around. All right, here we are. Yeah, we had a bunch of weather scrubs out of Florida that ended up with just 5 launches. One of them Chinese, 3 SpaceX, and a Blue Origin manned suborbital hops. First one was on April 12th at 6:25 Mountain Daylight Time. China launched the TJSW-17 mission on a Long March 3B/E rocket from the Xichang Satellite Launch Center. This was a Chinese classified satellite claimed to be for communication test purposes. 17 satellites were delivered to geostationary transfer orbit. This marked the 569th launch of the Long March series of launch vehicles. Second launch of the week, SpaceX on Saturday, April 12th at 6:25 Mountain Daylight Time successfully launched the NROL-192 mission. I was on a Falcon 9 out of Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. The mission was the 9th SpaceX mission to deploy Starshield satellites for the U.S. National Reconnaissance Office. And the third launch, later Saturday, April 12th, at 18:53 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX successfully launched Starlink Group 12-17 from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Another 21 V2 mini internet satellites left the pad on a Falcon 9 and joined the low Earth orbit constellation. Booster 1083 flew for its 10th time and landed downrange on an autonomous drone ship. It was the 460th Falcon 9 mission. We'll reset the repeater there. This is W6RDZ back with the rocket report. That brings us to the 4th launch. A new record was set on Sunday, April 13th at 2200 Mountain Daylight Time when SpaceX launched Starlink Group 6-73 from Cape Canaveral, Florida. The Falcon 9 boosted D1067 to a new all-time record of 27 launches and successfully landed on an autonomous drone ship downrange in the Atlantic. And brings us to our 5th flight of the week, a news item yesterday, April 14th at 7:30 Mountain Daylight Time. Blue Origin successfully launched another manned suborbital flight of their New Shepard rocket from Corn Ranch, Van Orn, West Texas. New Shepard, whoops, I don't think I'm transparent. W6RDZ and net control. Did you copy my transmission on the Blue Origin flight?
W6RDZ, this is KI0AR. Copied every word to up until and including you were wondering if you were transmitting. So yes, you are. So go ahead, Ed. This is KI0AR.
Very good. My little transmit light went out. I don't know what was going on. Anyway, the New Shepard launched a crew of 6 passengers above the common line. This was New Shepard's 11th crewed mission, and all 6 passengers were women. From launch to touchdown, flight lasted about 11 minutes, and the ladies experienced a little less than 4 minutes of weightlessness. The 6 lady space tourists were Asha Bow, Amanda Nugent, Gail King, Katy Perry, who's a pop singer, and Carrie Ann Flynn, and Lauren Sanchez. This flight is touted as the first all-women space crew since the cosmonaut Valentina. Oh, there we are. Oops, where is she there? Valentina. Oh, heck, every time that shuts down, it disrupts my cursor. There we are. We were talking about Valentina Tereshkova, the first woman in space. She launched into space solo back on June 16th in 1963 on the Vostok 6 mission. On that three-day flight, Valentina logged more time in space than the combined times of all American astronauts who flew before that date. That would be Mercury mission astronauts, Shepard, Grissom, Glenn, Carpenter, Sherratt, and Cooper. So that's kind of interesting. Women in space. There we go. Upcoming launches next week. There are 4 scheduled launches, 3 SpaceX launches, and a Firefly. NROL 174 is slated to launch tomorrow, April 16th at 13:33 Mountain Daylight Time on a Northrop Minotaur 4 rocket from Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. It's a classified mission for the National Reconnaissance Office, and I can't find any information that anyone's live streaming that. They may not be allowed. I don't know. Second launch, Friday, April 18th at 13:33 Mountain Daylight Time. Firefly Alpha Aerospace will try again to launch their Alpha rocket from Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. This is set. W6RDZ back with the rocket report. The 4th scheduled flight for next week, SpaceX is scheduled to launch an ISS cargo resupply mission. And for some reason it logged me off again. Okay. We're going to launch an ISS cargo resupply mission. CRS SPX 82. Monday morning, April 21st at 02:15 Mountain Daylight Time. That's going to be in a Dragon resupply capsule atop the Falcon 9 launching from Kennedy Space Center, Florida. Other news of the week. Worth noting, I guess we're on a kid history kick this week. Apollo 13 launched 55 years ago this week. NASA astronauts Jim Lovell, Fred Hayes, and Jack Swigert launched aboard the Apollo 13 spacecraft from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida on April 11th, 1970. The mission seemed to be going smoothly until 55 hours and 55 minutes in when a oxygen tank ruptured. The new mission plan involved abandoning the moon landing, looping around the moon, and getting the crew safely home as quickly as possible. The crew needed to go lifeboat mode using the lunar module Aquarius to save the spacecraft and crew. On April 17th, the crew returned to Earth, splashing down in the Pacific Ocean near Samoa. All right, a real quick and brief Starship update. Flight 9 is unlikely to fly in April. It'll probably go up in May. The reusing booster 14, now called 14-2, it had a successful test fire, and Ship 35 is getting fitted with engines and aft flaps. For more on all those stories, check out the Rocket Report that Burners will post online, and there's links to those stories in there. All right, that's it for tonight's Rocket Man Report. Rocket Man Ed, W6RDZ, wishes you all a good night and nominal flight. Now, back to Starman, Burners, KI0AR, Net Control.
All right, thanks for that, Ed. Yeah, you dropped out. Let's see. We lost you on the second and third of the upcoming launch. We got launch 1 and launch 4. The upcoming launches for next week. I've got those up Friday, let's see, April 18th at 13:33 Mountain Daylight Time. Firefly Aerospace will try again to launch their Alpha rocket from Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. After scrubbing the launch late last month for an unspecified range conflict, then postponing a rescheduled launch a few days later. On board the Alpha rocket is a Message in a Booster Mission, or LM400 demo, the first of up to 25 launches of LEO demonstrator satellites to be built and operated by Lockheed Martin. This is a demonstration mission for the Lockheed Martin LM400 satellite bus, which will carry a communication satellite. It will be the 6th flight of the Firefly Alpha. And then Saturday morning, April 19th at 04:41 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX intends to launch the NROL 145 mission from Vandenberg. This is the 10th batch of Starshield reconnaissance satellite built by SpaceX and Northrop Grumman. And now we're done. Yeah, I heard number 1 and number 4 there, Ed, so I just wanted to finish that up. You got everything else there. So thanks for that, Ed. Appreciate it. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll go ahead and pause here. Let's see. KF0TPW, Michael, out in Aurora. I forgot to welcome you. I did not have you down here as a new call, but it showed up on my database as a new call. So welcome to the net. KF0TPW, if you're still with us, I hope, tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of a good thing that you've been on about me for a while, so I was putting it was kind of, but I'm back now. Just to clarify that kilo comes from zeros and go with the I think you have to go use that word. But I'm just a newbie like I would expect that and just as a brief, I don't trust it here I talked about. I don't
All right, Michael, apologies on both fronts. I messed up your call sign, and I forgot all about you being new there. Yeah, I hadn't typed that in. That was a familiar call, or at least pretty close. Kilo Fox Zero Tango Whiskey Papa. I gotcha. So again, welcome to the net. I do appreciate you checking in. Hopefully you can stick around. Let's see. I'll go ahead and pause here to see if there are any more check-ins before we go down the list. Anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
And 7 Alpha Foxtrot Juliet, and 7 Alpha Foxtrot Juliet.
Okay, a nice flurry of check-ins, a couple of doubles, and I caught some of the oh, let me switch back. Apologies, just a sec. Yeah, there we go. Back on Wires X there. There was a couple of doubles right at the beginning. I have a Whiskey Delta Foxtrot. And call sign ending in Whiskey Delta Foxtrot. If you could give me your full call, I'll get you on the list. Go ahead. Whiskey Delta Foxtrot. This is KI0AR.
Yes, that's Kilo Oscar 4 Whiskey Delta Fox.
Okay, Robert, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. KO4 Whiskey Delta Foxtrot. Thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see, there was a Kilo Foxtrot 0 Tango something something, I think, or Kilo Fox 0 with a Tango somewhere in there. If you could come back with your call, I'll get you on the list, please, sir. Go ahead.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Tango Kilo Charlie. Mike in Greeley.
Okay, that's another new call on the list. So welcome, Mike. I'm going to get back with you and Robert in just a sec. There's several new calls on the list tonight on this last little flurry, and there's probably a station that I also missed. But let me go ahead and acknowledge, let's see, Abraham, KF0MLS, thanks for checking in tonight. And I do believe that was it November 9, Papa Golf Echo, or if you could come back with a correction or an affirm, I'd appreciate it. Go ahead. November 9 station, November 9 station, if you could come again with your call sign again phonetically so I can make sure I got it right. This is KI0AR. Please go ahead.
All right, I will repeat. November 9, Papa, Golf, Echo, N9, PGE.
All right, James, thanks for that. I do appreciate the confirmation. N9PGE, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. That's a new call on the list as well, so thanks for that. I do appreciate all the new calls. And Dale, we got you on the list. N7AFJ, thanks for checking in tonight. If there's anybody that did try to check in that may have doubled that, and I did not acknowledge your call, please call now with your call sign phonetically twice.
Yes, this is CO3YO. I'm doubling to beginning. This is CO3YO microphone Germany. You can understand me over there. You're from Germany. Uniform Kilo Romeo. KD0UKR, Brandy in Arvada, Colorado.
Okay, I'm going to go with Brandy first. KD0UKR, thanks for checking in, Brandy. The other station, if you could use, I'm not used to different phonetics there, and so I do apologize. I think there was a mic gulf in there. If you could come back slowly with proper phonetics there, I'll get you on the list. I do apologize, but that's how I do it.
Checking in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is Delta Oscar 3, Yankee Alpha Oscar from Germany. Hello, good morning from Germany.
Okay. All right, Germany station. That's a new country on the list. Got Delta Oscar 3. A little bit overmodulated as well. If you could try again, I'd appreciate the suffix on the call. Everybody else that's listening, if you could also help me with these old ears, we'll get Germany station checked in tonight as well. So that will definitely be a new call. So Germany station, your last three phonetically, if you would please.
Okay. A little bit problems. Yeah, a little bit problems. It's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit problems to the internet line. Here and including. Yeah, thank you very much for picking up my station. This is Delta Oscar 3, Yankee Alpha Oscar from Germany. My name here is Michael. Back to net control.
Okay, Michael, I got you on the list, so thanks for that. Delta Oscar 3 Yankee Alpha Oscar, I do believe. Uh, Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. I do appreciate you checking in tonight. So, let's see, from Germany. So, good morning to you, I should say. Uh, Good morning. My name is Bernice. That's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra. Bernice rhymes with furnace. You found the Colorado Astronomy Net, so I do appreciate that. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Frank, we got you on the list. KF0 SZC. Thanks for checking in tonight. All right. A nice little flurry of new check-ins there. I'm just going to start with you guys, and then I'll go back up to the top of the list. We've now come to the part of the net question and answer and observation reports, things like that. But for those four new call signs checking in tonight, I certainly do appreciate you checking in. Always like to touch base with my first time check-ins, find out what your interests, background in astronomy, whether you're starting out as a brand new observer, wondering what's all that stuff up in the sky is, or you've been doing it for decades. Like I have, amateur-wise or professionally as well. So what your interests are, you may want planetary sciences or astrophotography or galaxies, things like that. I always like to find out what your interests, where those interests are, because I get to use you guys as experience as well. This is a learning net, so we're all here to learn something, including myself. I learn something new every time I run the net. So, and I've been doing it for 29 years. Robert in Georgia, K04. WDF. Good evening to you, Robert. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? And also tell us a little bit about your background interest. Go ahead. All right, Mike and Greeley, same question. KF0TKC. Again, Mike, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Tell us a little bit about your background interests. Anything else you'd like to pass along? Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for asking. Given the repeater, I'll answer you. Well, I'm a new ham for one, because my father taught me a bunch of equipment, so I figured I'd better use it. My interest in astronomy goes back to college. I never been control astronomy course for a little while. But then a couple of years ago, I read this really amazing book about ocean navigation from ancient college. The name of the book is called The Navigators. It was written by a doctor, a guy named David Lewis, and it was just all about all these techniques that kind of prehistoric people use to navigate. They're still alive and well from. And man, that book just really fascinating. So that's my interest in astronomy.
All right, Mike. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're kind of far from the ocean from Greeley, but yeah, interesting. Definitely navigation under the stars for sure. Definitely one of the subjects. Got some links for that as well on my webpage. Appreciate your comments, or appreciate you sharing that with us. And again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. James in Indiana. N9 PGE. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I know my USL card shows James is my first name, but I go by Mick, like India, Charlie, Kilo. My interest in astronomy is it's not overbearing, but again, I'm not uninterested. My forte is trying to capture photos of the full moon using a couple of different digital cameras. I'm trying to get the best photos I can. And, well, that's about it. I often sit outside at night with my friend going, and I gaze at the sky to see satellites passing over. Then I have PG Vic here in Elkhart, Indiana, and boy, is it nice to hear a German station.
All right, Mick, we got that corrected, and you betcha. I think Germany is a new call for the Colorado Astronomy Net, or news country, so definitely appreciate that. Got that changed, Mick, and yeah, stick around. We do have some astrophotographers on here, so you may want to stick around and ask them questions as well, or hear what they're taking images of. We got Roy; he's way up the top of the list. So when I start at the top of the list, listen in. So please stick around. Mick, again, welcome to the net. Michael, Germany, DO3YAO. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. I think you're already appreciated here as well. So thanks for that. Tell us a little bit about your interest, background in astronomy. What have you? What you're seeing up in the night skies, or something like that. What's your interest? DO3YAO. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you for picking up my station, yes. Some dark side also have, yes. It's down under. Yeah, this is Michael from Germany. Thank you. And then for picking up my station on the network. Here in Germany, it's morning time, yes. Just a little bit looking of the time meter. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4 o'clock here in Germany. Yes, and the birds standing up at this time, yes, and singing the song. This is DO3YO, yes. Hello, everybody. Best greetings here from Germany, everybody.
All right, Michael, thanks for that. And again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, this is KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Bunch of new calls, so I'm thrilled about that. I'm looking over on YouTube, not seeing too much activity, so we will go back up to the top of the net, or top of the list. Now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. Questions, comments, observation reports, anything you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. First on the list tonight is Jack, KE0VH. Good evening to you, Jack. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, Bruce, good to see you start your YouTube streaming there. We'll try to get more going on for you there as time permits. Going to be doing a live stream myself. As you alluded to, tomorrow night, 6:30, we're going to be flying from New Orleans to Nashville in the Southwest 737-800 Tennessee 1. Special livery. I've kind of slowed down on streaming a little bit because work this summer is just almost overwhelming, and we're trying to get stuff figured out. And I have been exhausted. So there you go. Well, good evening around the net. Thanks everybody for participating and for being part of Sky Hub Link here. So Curtis, back to you. Great job tonight. We'll talk to you later. KI0AR, KE0VH.
All right, Jack. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Ken out in Nevada, NB7SS. Good evening to Ken. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, good evening there, Bernard. I'm watching you on the YouTube channel. Pretty neat, I'll tell you. That's pretty cool. But anyway, went out Saturday and watched the full moon there. The first moon of the spring there, first full moon of spring, and they call it the full pink full moon, something like that. Yeah, why do they call it pink? Well, it's not pink in the sky, but it's named after a flower that grows that blooms in the spring and everything. I tell you the name of that flower, but I couldn't pronounce it. Maybe you can. I don't know. But yeah, the pink moon, pink full moon. So anyway, that's about all I got there, Bernard. Very interesting night tonight with you on the YouTube channel and everything. Pretty good. I like that. So you take care, Bernard. I'll let you get on with the net. And if you name that flower, yeah, good luck. I can't pronounce it. Anyway, Bernard, 7-3s, and we'll see you next week. NB7SS, back to you, Bernard.
All right, Ken. Yeah, I'll have to look that up myself and see how to pronounce it. For sure. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. Yeah, still on the learning curve for Utah. All you get to do is see me tonight. We'll see how that works. There are probably some other settings I gotta work out, but for right now, at least we got the audio and it's coming through. So that's working. I just wanted to, we're in test mode. I just want to make sure that it's working, and it looks like it is. So we'll work on the finer points a little bit later on down the line. But Ken, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Doug. Alton Parker, K0ATP. Good evening to Doug. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Ed, W6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
This is Ed, W6RDZ. Nothing beyond the rocket report. Just been watching the launches and look forward to looking at the upcoming launches. So that's about it. Thanks again for running a wonderful net, and thanks for the opportunity to share the rocket report. This is W6RDZ. Back to you, Bernice.
Oh, absolutely, Ed. Yeah, I think everybody enjoys the rocket report as well. So thanks for that. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Brian in Tennessee, W4BJB. Good evening to you, Brian. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Roy up in Oregon, KI7PKL. Good evening to you, Roy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Bernice and Annette. And hey, we've been having some good weather here lately, and that's been pretty nice. We've been working on the telescope and troubleshooting some problems. And had a little problem. Is it the cable? Is it the software? Is it the pump exposure? And sometimes you think it's one thing, it turns out to be something else. We're still investigating that one. So anyway, I hope everybody's having a good week, and hey, we'll maybe be every other week or so. Yes, have a big deal.
All right, Roy, hope the weather clears for you so you can get some more shots in. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Josh in Texas, KJ5IRQ. Good evening to you, Josh. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Sorry, it took me a minute to get where I needed to say hello. This is KJ5. I don't have much more than that. I was working with, that's kind of what I was doing, was looking at stuff, France with the first. Got a lot of music there. I've really enjoyed this, and I'm going to go back. Thank you. So, KJ5.
All right, Josh, I'm glad you enjoyed the net tonight. Hopefully you'll be one of our regulars on the net for sure. All of the new people, hopefully you guys will be regulars on the net. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Rip out in West Virginia, K3XO. Good evening to you, Rip. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Much longer tonight. I've enjoyed listening. Sort of half waiting for a little warmer weather. Maybe a few more weeks it'll be warm enough. I think we'll have a nice clear night. And I'll take the telescope out and see what I can see. But in the meantime, this net is a very good resource for an armchair astronomer. 73 all. Back to that K3XO.
All right, Rip. Yeah, hopefully it'll get a little warmer there in West Virginia. You can get out and get some more images as well. Hopefully it's good for not only armchair astronomer, but the backyard astronomer as well. Just get out there and look up. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Graham out in Scotland. Let's see if you're still around, Graham. MM1DEA. Good evening to you, Graham. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Yeah, it may be a little bit late for Graham as well, but he checked in audible this evening, so that's nice to hear that he's back on the air. Next on the list is Mike in Aurora, KF0TWP. Good evening to you, Mike. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net, and like you said earlier, a new ham as well, so welcome to the ham bands. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is King of Zero TWP. Honestly, I don't have a lot tonight. I just been listening. Honestly, I don't have a lot tonight. I just been listening and studying for separate types of work related. I like to work. And I'm trying to wrap my head around flashbacks. So this is just to be a background noise for when I get my brain.
All right, Michael. Yeah, gotta study, study, study. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. And again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Yeah, a lot of information on this thing. It's almost like drinking from a fire hose sometimes. I kind of feel that way when I'm running the net. So there you go. Appreciate that. And yeah, hopefully you'll check in again. That's for sure. Next on the list is Stan up in Ontario. VE3PSE. Good evening to you, Stan. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Okay, good evening, Bernice, and good evening, everybody on frequency. Thanks for getting me in. Thanks for the great astronomy report. Fascinating about what they're going to do if a meteorite or asteroid is on the pathway for collision course. Yeah, that is good to hear about, actually. Interesting to know. I remember it sure made the news. That really, whenever there's a meteorite on collision course with Earth, it sure hits the news pretty fast. It's about in the rocket report as well. Thanks again for that. That's always fascinating. It's nice to keep in touch with what's happening on those rocket launches. And of course, there's a lot more happening than there used to be. I'll just recycle here. I listened to the NASA feed on the Soyuz rocket to the ISS with Johnny Kim and two cosmonauts, and that was really interesting to hear. And they actually have pretty interesting coverage in terms of they piped music for the astronauts to keep them calm while they were waiting to launch, and that was pretty neat. And they had chosen the music themselves. In Sudbury here, we've got the snow lab. I was talking about that before, and yeah, snow. We got snow today. It's about minus 10 Charlie and about 10 degrees Foxtrot, so it's cold up there. But we've got the snow lab. They've been looking for dark matter now. They're using something called, they love acronyms, SENSEI, SCN, SCI, subelectron accurate reading, and it's more less susceptible to noise. So they just published something in a journal, and it's more to do with in physical review letters, the first direct detection results, and essentially it's just a calibration of this device to try to figure out if they're actually getting dark matter. So that's about 1.2 miles underground in Sudbury, Ontario, Canada, about 5 hours north of Toronto. Okay, 7-3 to everybody in the group. This is Victor Echo 3, Papa Sierra Echo in Sudbury, Canada. Back to you, sir. Back to net control.
All right, Stan, appreciate you sharing that with us. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see, Mac AB3RV checked in and out. JR AE0LE checked in and out. So we'll go down to Brian KF0OWP. Good evening to you, Brian in Littleton. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Thanks for doing this great net tonight. Just wanted to point out there's an aurora borealis that can be probably easily seen, I guess, north of maybe 45 degrees latitude. So if you are in the northern half of the United States or around the world, go out and take a look outside. If you're below that, you may be able to see it if the sky is clear and you take out your phone. And turn up the brightness, you may be able to see it. So that's it for me. This is KF0OWP. Back to control. Thank you.
All right, Brian. Yeah, you bet. Yeah, spaceweather.com has some information on maybe not necessarily the auroral activity. They have a link that, SMS text alerts, but I think it costs like almost $20 a month for that service. But there was a G2 magnetic storm that underway right now, and one of the CMEs or coronal mass ejections hit us, which is a medium level, a G2 class, but it may increase to a G3 class. So possibilities of aurora are probably fairly high. So Stan up in Canada, you may want to go outside and see if you can see some auroral activity tonight. All right, Brian, appreciate you sharing that with us. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Robert out in Fountain, KB0RAA. Good evening to you, Robert. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, Robert was having some issues earlier. Let me see if I can find out there. Oh yeah, there we go. Had some issues with some radios, but he's been looking up at the skies. He posted, this was off of YouTube, so there you go. He was posting up there, so he's been looking up the skies since he was a young boy. And have seen many things I cannot explain. So there you go. Hopefully we can explain them here, Robert. So keep checking in, and we'll see what we can do as far as that's concerned, and keep you apprised of what's up in the night skies to take a look at. Oh, let's see. Alan, down in Australia, VK4AVN. Good evening to you, Alan. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Yeah, Robert, you're also, so again, welcome to you. But Alan, what have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead, Alan. VK3, VK4, ABN. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is John out in Ohio, W2JLS. Good evening to you, John. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, hello, Bernice, and everyone out there on the Colorado Astronomy Net tonight. Good to hear everybody. Yeah, I'll just share a little something. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, probably like a lot of your listeners, and I imagine we have some overlaps probably because we share a common interest. But I ran into this one here this week, and I thought I would just mention it, and that it's a topic I'm interested in because we talked about this a little bit last net, relative to finding planets, in the outer solar system based on aberrations in other planets' orbits. Things like Neptune help predict Pluto, for example, using some clever math. But there's this body of clickbait circulating out there, which rather bothers me on one level, but it's also food for thought. But it's kind of a hoax, I guess, or at least prematurely reporting out that an advanced AI-based microprocessor has used the James Webb telescope data to identify Planet 9. And I wouldn't be surprised to learn that there's a Planet 9 out there, but it appears that this is not a credible source. Not sure if you've seen that or if you know anything about it, but and also I feel I'm almost maybe neglecting mentioning it here because if it is clickbait, people are bound to go looking at it, and we're just adding fuel to the fire. But again, food for thought, and maybe the James Webb telescope data will eventually determine such a thing. But I was initially duped in and wanted to believe it, and then went do some research, and I can't verify that it's true. And then I saw some other AI sources suggesting that was clickbait. Anyway, W2JLS, thanks for having me tonight, Bernice. Again, good to hear everybody. Back to net.
All right, John. Yeah, I think you're correct on that. There's a lot of stuff out there that is exactly that clickbait. There's Eris and something that starts with an N. There's several things. There's some speculation that there's something that's really huge out in the Oort cloud, even bigger than definitely bigger than Pluto or in the Uranus Neptune size planets or something like that, but it's so far out we don't know exactly where it is and stuff like that. I've read some of that. There's a lot of speculation, but yeah, if anything is gonna find something like that, it would be the James Webb scope because it's looking in the infrared. But how much infrared are you going to see from a planet that's out that far away? So just speculation until we actually get out there and look for it. Who knows? Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. There's a lot of speculation as to Planet 9, Planet 10 for that matter. I think it was Planet 10, Planet X. Stuff like that, stuff to get you at least thinking about it, because the Oort cloud is a tremendous field of stuff out there that and not very explored for that matter. So who knows? Who knows? Probably within the next 50 to 100 years, there could be something out there. We may not be around, but until the technology gets even more refined, there is an interest. I can tell you that there is an interest for that. But like I said, right now it's in the realm of clickbait. Appreciate you sharing that with us, John. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Elijah in Utah, KK7GKG. Good evening to you, Elijah. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Randall up in Washington, AE7RJ. Good evening to you, Randall. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Bryce, and the rest of the net. I don't have anything terribly exciting, but I would like to say that a month or two back, I had occasion to be outside in the dark, and I looked up and I could see Orion. And that's kind of unusual because we don't get to see Orion much here, unless you're out when it's really, really cold, and nobody likes to do that. So it's interesting that I saw that. I can remember in Southern California, I used to be able to see Orion all the time. We don't get to see that so much here because in the summertime, we can't really see the stars until 2130 or 2200. So it's not much time out there that time of night. So I thought that was interesting. Anyway, probably boring you guys all to death. You'll have a good evening, and as you may have heard in my background, I've got to go. I've got another net starting here in about 5 mics. You'll have a good evening. AE7RJ.
Hey, Randall. Let's see. Orion is always interesting to the spot, and yeah, I worked for Boeing. Decade and a half ago, and I remember the sun set much later up in those northern latitudes. So yeah, it is a treat to see Orion, probably towards the southwest by the time you got to see it, and fairly low as well. So, but at least you got to see it. So there you go. Randall, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see. Next on the list is Lee. I looked online and it's Lee. KO4 WDF out in Georgia. Good evening to you, Lee. Welcome to the welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is Mike up in Greeley, KF0TKC. Good evening to you, Mike. Again, welcome to that. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
I don't have much for you. Just some memories of some past interests. I'll just talk about auroras. Makes me remember 3 years ago when I when I was living in Castle Rock, I drove out into Elbert County to try to catch. There was a big CME, and I was trying to catch some of the aurora that was supposed to be visible. And I only saw just enough of a flicker of something that I could tell that. I also remember, because my father was a ham growing up, I remember him following solar flares really closely and always talking about them. And I remember times when he told me, for example, there would be certain weeks in the summer where he would say, look, I don't want you going outside between 10 and 2. Commodore 64 glitched and we had to reboot it. He would always blame those things on the solar flares. So just neat memories. Matt, that's all I have for you. Sam, here at GKC.
All right, Mike. Yeah, we caught most of that. Had caught a couple of breaks, but caught the gist of that. Glad it brings back some memories. Always. Like my father is long gone now, but definitely brings back memories as well. But yeah, I'm glad we could do that for sure. Yeah, and there was some quite a bit of auroral activity last summer as well that was seen here in Colorado. Actually, down even further south in some dark sky areas. But yeah, I don't know. You might see something tonight, but 45 degrees. I think that's still north of you, but. Washington and Idaho and Canada have a possibility of seeing some auroral activity coming up maybe tonight, tomorrow, who knows. But Mike, again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Abraham out in Sterling. KF0MLS. Good evening to you, Abraham. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, I have just memories again with Aurora as well. I remember being about 9 years old, being on a family trip to Prince Edward Island and seeing Aurora overhead, and then later that night having a meteor shower. It looked like you could just reach out and grab the meteorite. It was just crazy. I always like going out during solar storms and trying to see the aurora. It's something my friend and I used to always do before he passed a couple years back. But yeah, always loved the net, enjoying the YouTube live stream of it as well. Keep it up. KF0 in the left, next net control.
All right, Abraham. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Yeah, always. Astronomy is definitely one of those things that carries through for many years for sure. Saw your comments on the YouTube channel as well, so appreciate that. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see. Next on the list is Mick in Indiana, N9PGE. Good evening to you, Mick. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Dale up in Washington, N7 AFJ. Good evening to you, Dale. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Tonight, but thank you for checking with me. N7AFJ.
All right, Dale. Yeah, no worries. If you're on my list, you're getting called. All right. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Brandy out in Nevada. KD0 UKR. Good evening to you, Brandy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is Michael out in Germany, DO3YAO. Good evening to you, Michael. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Okay. To this understand, yes, I have to really clear here to my radio station for my audio. I'm working, let's say, yes, I'm calling to my positive meter here on my Alex receiver. Yeah, I sent a little information here for my station. My my position, yes, my position, my coordinate is 350 kilometers southwest from Berlin. Living here in the Weser Bergen, the little town of Little Pass on Germany, the coordinate is Holzmitten on the river Weser, yes. It's a little town to 20,000 people. Yeah, my city, and yeah, I'm looking yes of the time. It's when here 5 o'clock in the morning time, and I'm working here over my little repeater station. I have here a little repeater station, little repeater station on 70 centimeters. The repeater station not off the mount. The repeater station is here direct on my home. My antenna is underground. This is small repeater here for my city. There's not very distance here for my repeater is maximal 50 kilometers. For my town Holzminden, yes, and I'm working in the moment here for my living room over my self-made repeater on 70 centimeters and logging in the network hand and logging on the equaling, yes. Yeah, okay, my friend. I don't know, yes, you're working from USA and I'm in the south from Australia. I don't know, please send me the information on your city and your time. I don't know, yes, I'm sorry. This is DO3, why back to network for please.
All right, Michael. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, I am in just south of Denver, Colorado, U.S. So Denver, Colorado. you have found the Colorado Astronomy Net, and obviously it works worldwide. We're operating through the SkyHub Link system of repeaters, skyhublink.com for more information there. And one of these days, I'll have a web page dedicated to the Colorado Astronomy Net. That's another thing that's in the works. Been operating this net for 29 years. We went on SkyHub Link just a little bit 2.5 years ago. So and loving every minute of being able to get around the world. And I do believe Germany is a new country on the Colorado Astronomy Net list. I'm good in QRZ, call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. You're more than welcome to sign the log. Just pardon me. Yeah, this is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully you copied that. And again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. All right. Next on the list is Frank up in Minnesota. KF0SZC. Good evening to you, Frank. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Please, this is a little bit break, yes? Sorry, a break from the radio.
I think I doubled with somebody. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Michael, DO3YAO. Let's see, hopefully you copied everything. Do appreciate you joining the Colorado Astronomy Net tonight. And again, welcome. You can check out my QRZ KI0AR, Kilo India 0 Alpha Romeo. For more info. So thanks for that. I'm going to continue on with our last call on the list, Frank, KF0SZC. Good evening to you, Frank. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead, up in Minnesota.
For information, I'm sorry, yes, I will disconnect from the server, yes? This is Q3 wireless. Sorry for my break, yes, and I will, let's say in the morning time, I will 3-4 hours sleep, and I go in 4 hours shopping in the supermarket, and I will sleeping, yes. Many thanks for the contact here on the network. Have a good evening. Best greetings here from Germany to all stations, the family here from Germany, from Michael. And thank you very much for picking up my station, yes? Have a good time coming in the next time back here on the server. DO3YO. Sorry for my break. Good evening.
No worries, Michael. No worries. Thanks for joining the Colorado Astronomy Net tonight. DO3YAO. This is KI0AR. Next on the list, Frank, KF0SZC. We'll try that again. What have you got for the night tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, Brennan, this is KF0SCC, back again. Came in late tonight, missed most of the first half of net. We were out to dinner celebrating my son's 16th birthday. And today is also Tag Day, as we all know, so boo. A lot of new people on the net tonight. Welcome to all the new folks. I was the new guy just last week. Over the last weekend, I've been playing with the astronomy setting on my Android phone to take some pictures of the night sky over the last weekend, and got some great results, and even a meteor streak photo. Wait, one. Also got some pictures of the micromoon, although it was mostly yellow here and not pink, all from a simple tripod and a cell phone, and quote-unquote AI processing. But it's pretty spectacular results, considering that it's able to take 5 to 10 minutes worth of images and stack them all on the phone. Someday I'll get a real microscope, or telescope set up. But for now, the cell phone will have to do, and it actually does pretty darn well. I've got nothing else to add tonight, other than new dad's worries of a 16-year-old driving by himself.
All right, Frank. Yeah, definitely fun to celebrate those milestones with the kids. That's for sure. And then having a new driver in the house. Yeah, that definitely definitely can be rather interesting for sure. Yeah, my son's 31. I remember going through that quite a few years ago. Actually, I was. That's when I was in. Doing contract work for Boeing up in Seattle, and I'd come home on the weekends and take him out, let him let him drive around. That was definitely interesting for sure. All right, Frank. Yeah, neat that you can do some stuff with your Android there. Get some pictures, images. You bet. Whatever you can do, whatever works. Always an experiment for sure. Frank, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see, I'll make one call and one call only. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins? Just open up the net. Questions, comments, late check-ins. Please call KI0AR now. All right, nothing heard. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. I'd like to thank the 27 check-ins, 9 brand new check-ins tonight, so thanks for that. Hopefully we'll hear from everybody next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Wednesday, for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of their repeater system. Also like to thank the Skyhub Link group for the use of their repeater systems and echo links and all-star nodes and all the ways that people can check in from around the world. 4 different countries. Let's see. 5 if you want to count the U.S. Tonight. So do appreciate that. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.